Howdy guys, welcome back to another one. In this video we're assembling a 3.5 inch 12 gauge 16 pellet double-aught buck load in this Remington haul right here. 3.5 inch Remington Premier. You've seen me use these before. These are some of my favorite hauls to reload, 3.5 inch anyway. Yep, these are beautiful actually. Metallic green and the brass washed steel. Looks nice. But that's not the topic of today. The topic of today is this. The TPS cushion wad, CTPS. Now, Ballistic Products came out with these a few years ago, and up until just a few months ago, they were off the market. I believe these came back in stock in November of last year, 2023. And guys, this wad is a very, very good one, especially for buckshot. The CTPS wad, which is this thing right here, is one of the few non-toxic wads that actually fit 33 cal double-aught buck like a glove. That's right, these wads right here will fit anything 33 cal and smaller, which is very handy. The LBC 50 wad and probably the 53 and the shorter ones, they do fit 33 cal, but it's very tight, and if you don't slip that wad all the way to the bottom, and I'm talking about all the way to the bottom, there's a good chance the pellets will not leave that wad, and sometimes they even bulge out the plastic depending on if your pellets are a little bit bigger than 33 cal. They can bulge the plastic out. They're the hull, I should say. But with this wad, you don't get that. It loads perfectly. So the components I'm using, to be specific, is the Remington Premier hull. If you don't have these, well, the regular Remington Nitro or Express hulls will work, or just any straight wall 3.5 inch. We're keeping the powder charge fairly low here. We're using long shot 26, so fairly low powder charge. 16 pellets of 33 cal double-aught buck, some ITX buffer from Ballistic Products or any of their buffers, and an overshot card. That's all we're using. Forgot one thing, the Shadot CX2000 primer. If you don't have these, a Winchester will work just fine. To get things started, we need our powder charge and set that aside. Now, these wads come unslit, so you'll have to slit them yourself. These are a 3.5 inch wad. They might work in some 3 inch loads that use powders like long shot with a fairly low charge and a roll crimp. But we're fold crimping this, so 3.5 inch, and you obviously can trim these to load in shorter shells. But to trim it, Gary Caskey's 10 gauge 4-pedal adjustable wad trimmer. You can set your depth of the slit just by turning this brass dial down here. I have this set to do a 4-pedal 3/4 cut. Facebook.com/Gary.D.Caskey if you want any of Gary Caskey's tools. He makes really good stuff. Can't live without it. I use his stuff every single day. And it's just like that. Incredibly easy. And we have 4 pedals, 3/4 cut down the wad, which is my preferred slit depth on most wads. There are exceptions, again, like the LBC 50. With buckshot, you might as well just go ahead and slit those all the way down to the bottom, where you run the risk of pellets not leaving that wad. Some of the CSD wads have the same problem, but moving on, set that down inside your hull. Finger got stuck. It was actually stuck too. That's pretty funny. Now we need 16 pellets of 33 cal double-aught. No need for filler. You guys saw at the beginning of this video, having trouble speaking tonight, that the CTPS wad, the C stands for cushion. They have a cushion, see, there we go, cushion section built into the wad. No need for filler. Well, there you go, you can see it. So now, 16 pellets of 33 cal double-aught, if I could get them out of my pocket. And these just stack by twos. You can pretty much drop them in and they'll find their own way. I would show you, but they will definitely fall out. But they do stack by twos all on their own. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but those 16 pellets come up right to the top of the wad, exactly where they need to be, and this load does require an overshot card. By the way, the total lead payload weight in this shell, just the buckshot alone, is 1.93 to 1.95 ounces. With buffer, you're looking at right at a 2-ounce load, so that's pretty heavy. Well, not for 3.5 inch 12 gauge it isn't, but still, it's a fairly heavy load for 12 gauge. Once you have the top row of pellets most of the way covered, that's all you really need. An overshot card, standard thickness, basically an entire 12 gauge overshot card right on top. And now we are ready to fold crimp this. Back station of the lead load all, point in the crimp facing you. Pre-crimp looks awesome. And let's photo crimp it. Oh yeah. Excellent crimp on that right there, guys. And if you look, no bulging of the hull anywhere. 33 cal double aught buck, full grown double aught as Wade Rush puts it. Fits inside the CTPS wad like it was made for it. Awesome. Here's the crimp right now. I'll hit it with a Guyot BN2 off camera just to give it a good taper. See the square? Check this out. Notice that beautiful taper on there now? That's going to feed in any gun. Problem is, I did seat the crimp, or not seat it, but give it a little bit too much with the Guyot. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but we do have a tiny pinhole in it now, which is fine. I was just a bit heavy-handed with the Guyot. That's it. And if you really want to make your shells look pretty, this is a Wade Rush trick. See how the brass is kind of dull? Get some 4/0 steel wool, quad-aught steel wool, and give it a spin. This is pretty quick. It's totally useless unless your hulls are just, or brass is really dirty. But check this out. Shiny as can be now. You can just about see your reflection in that. If you guys want to see a full range segment on the CTPS wads, just let us know and we'll absolutely do that. We have 2 3.5 inch 12 gauges, and Josh's uncle actually has a Benelli Nova. He lives on the farm too, and I'm sure he would let us use it. He lets us use his M4, which is a really cool gun. So again, if you guys just want to see a range segment on the CTPS wads, let us know. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. Please like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below and we'll get back to you. And if you want to, go check out our Patreon. It's as low as $1 a month and you guys get early access to content. A link to that, as well as a link to our Instagram, Rumble, and now merch store will be in the description below. But other than that, you guys take it easy. We'll see you in the next one.